Hi, Libra. March 2021. This one's for you. Libra, what is possible? Let's put it right there as a reminder as we go along. They say the sky's the limit. Is it true? I think our limits, if there are any, can be exposed through this reading or highlighted, illuminated. Yin, let's start off with a nice completion 10 of Wands card. And then move to the 8 of Wands. Fire, 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 Libra. Wow. Finish with the Emperor. Okay. Look at how the Emperor is receiving. I mean, this side of the card is the receptive side. This is the active side. So on his receptive side, which he's receiving, he's drawing in all this fire energy from the wands. And the situation appears to be just like raw power in a way. So that's cool, because if you couple that with the idea of what is possible, and you have something that's broad-based like the 8 of Wands, just, the quintessential just energy. Balanced energy, I might add. You get the perfect combination so that the Emperor can see and feel where he wants to, and where you, by embodying Emperor energy in, can see where you want to apply that energy. So the energy comes through the wands, through the fire of the wands, into the fire of the Emperor. He absorbs it and then figures out what to do with it. It's a matter of apply wherever you wish. Apply liberally, right? I mean, there's, with this 10 of Wands and the 8 of Wands, there's a lot of energy being expressed here. Just latent, sitting there ready to be used energy. Here's one thing. Energy is no good, and it's meaningless unless it's applied. In order to even manifest in some ways, you have to apply energy in order to see it. So action is your byline in order to find out what is possible. So if you've been sedentary, holding back or laying back in the winter blahs, and here comes spring, now is the time to change that MO, to go from the sedentary state to the active. The winds are blowing in your favor. Yin. See what's going on with Yang. I'm not seeing specific questions that any of you might have always drives more specific answers. Right now, what you're getting is just the opportunity to generally apply energies the way you want. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be this positive. When other cards come up, the cards are very friendly and very encouraging. They're not actually being a comfort zone of support, going at a boy or something like that. It's encouraging you. It's going, come on, get out there and play. Go outside and play. Pretty nice when the universe tells you that, right? And go find what is possible. Yang, I'm looking at you. And what do I see? The red sword of vitality as the Ace of Swords. Yang got the tower in Pisces, also Libra. The divine masculine wants to get off the dime in some way. Page of Cups. There's your benefit factor. There's your benevolence. The part of you that is the perhaps adventuresome, curious, youthful part of your nature is got a lot of compassion for that other part of yourself that's going to experience a tower moment, or that March represents the groundwork for a tower moment. Something that wants to blow your socks off, and that probably could be a good thing. I mean, consider the fact that, let's just take it like these two individuals that are outside the tower now have obviously come out of the tower abruptly. Let's just see them for a moment, instead of falling, that they are flying. That when at the moment when they were blown out by the powers that be, they suddenly discovered that they could fly. And really would never have known had they not been blown out of the tower. They get blown out and they discover they can fly and they go exploring. That can be your tower moment. Act upon this. This is saying to you, Libra, your airy nature wants to take itself in its own embrace and move out the door, out your inner doorway, bring some action to inspiration in your world. Walk the walk. Now is not the time. March is appearing to not be the time to talk the talk. There's a time and a place for everything, including talking the talk. There's also a time for walking the walk. You know, the thing is, all this lends itself to Yang. All of this lends itself to discovering what is possible. It's not a matter of going, what is possible, and getting theoretical about it, getting philosophical and sitting there and coming up with ideas that will never hit the ground. This is more about doing the exploring, getting out and moving about in life to find out what is possible. And this is a delightful part of your nature being expressed here, Yang. That simple approach of the page, just delivering the message. And in this case, the message is one of compassion. Let's look at the archetypal energies. And now let's pick 4 numbers. What we're going to do here is we are going to talk about the archetypal energies, the overall archetypal energies that affect the reading up above, the yin line and the yang line. There's a lot of, in my detailed readings, I go into a lot of the interconnections between the yin and the yang as they're expressed up here. A general reading, we really can't do that because it's too nebulous, and more specific questions get more specific answers from the cards. So I just tune into my spiritual biosphere here in the upper cards, and then I allow the archetypal energies of these 4 cards we're going to pick to act as some planetary entities like that orbit around the biosphere and influence it. They radiate their energy down into the details, the particulars about the growth cycles and everything that are going on down below. The situation. Emperor again. The obstacle. Chariot. The asset. Tower. The potential outcome. Justice. Lots of similar energies between at least air signs for sure. Now, leadership. The connection of the divine onto the earth. The embodiment of a person who shows the way, partially by actions, but mostly by being. Like a consideration of the qualities of doing and being is a good idea at this time. Because being is underplayed many times in our society, and yet being is exactly what drives the charisma of the emperor energy. That's the situation. So what's at play here in the whole world view for your biosphere is those considerations in your personal life. The considerations of being a leader or being able to accept leadership, being able to radiate your power, not having to go overboard, trying to convince someone about how powerful you are, but rather your being says it all. Your actions always speak louder than words. That's what this is all about in an energetic way. Okay, we talked about a moment that, what is possible? What is possible, and I was saying that it's not intellectual stuff. It is actual stuff. It takes place in flight. It takes place through the moving around. Your obstacle being the chariot tells me that there may be some reluctance. Even grizzly bears or polar bears, they don't come out of their dens at the end of winter really red hot and all active. I mean, it's a slow go when they come out, even those amazingly powerful bear creatures. So there may be, I mean, that can influence your forward momentum. And it being an obstacle is merely saying, okay, take that into consideration and do what you can. I like what Jordan Peterson how he puts it once in a while. He goes, today I'm going to do la la la, things that I can do that I will do, right? So take the chariot mentality in terms of motion, in terms of moving, and set yourself those reasonable type of expectations. What I can do, what I will do. Your asset, being the tower, tends to lean me a little bit more towards the idea I was saying before about discovering that you can fly and discovering something about the ability to fly and the ability to explore and to have new adventures that you might not have had and you would not have had you not been blown out of your tower. So if you are one who is going to experience a tower moment in March, then as difficult as it may seem, it's worth trying to see it as a flight. Try and see something that may have just tweaked you to the nth degree as something that has a growth component, something that has your best interests in mind. And we finish with the powerful divine feminine influence of justice. And I'm interested to note how women judges in the courts of law have taken on a whole new presence. What just flashed through my mind was look at Judge Judy, right? Her popularity. And the thing is that even though there's a certain amount of melodrama and sensationalism to her show, that the way she bends the law is the divine feminine filter on justice. And there's a reason that justice is a woman and not a man. And in terms of your world, for the moment, it's probably sufficient just to see it as a guiding light, a beacon, something to shoot for, that you could embody for a moment the truth and balance, along with compassion, that goes into justice being who justice is. And at that point, when you ask a question like, what is possible? You're going to have a whole dynamic list of things that before even considering walking in her shoes for a moment would have presented to you. They wouldn't have even flashed before your eyes. And yet all that experience is the first step of what is possible. Because it is possible for you to be that level of energy, to raise the bar, to be that high vibration. And Libra, with that, by the way, We are in Libra, right? And here's the Libra card. Nice ending to a Libra reading. No? I wish you well. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time, which will be about a month or so. And until then, be well, be safe. Love you all. Bye for now.